Hello guys, and welcome back to Whizzo's World of Minecraft, where today we are over at the witch farm to check out what we did between episodes, even though we're not actually going to be here for the majority of the episode because I need iron for hoppers, which is what we're going to be focusing on for today in order to finish off the storage. Oh, this skin has got... Ooh, it's got neck straps. I'm going to distract it. We worked on this yesterday, last week. So, when you flick the lever, the witches get thrown down into the pit of oblivion, and this is all on a lovely little timer. And I don't seem to have any issues with it, though I am going to swap out the hoppers, the furnaces on top of the hoppers with droppers. Because apparently they cause less lag. Though I may need to double check because it's something about loaded entities makes furnaces better. As it goes, hoppers are better than furnaces. Droppers are better than furnaces. Furnaces are better than nothing. But furnaces are better than droppers if there's a entity on top of them. Though I don't think we're going to have any entities on top of the furnaces because of the leaves being in the way. So I think I am still going to change into doing droppers. But anyway, enough about that. Let's have a look downstairs and have a look at what the cleanup job has been like. So as you can see, we've got a nice stone trim around the edges. And if we go into our completely waterproof door... Oh, plenty of gunpowder from those two. You can see that we've got spruce trim all the way on the top and the bottom with some lovely spruce leaves lining it with some granite on the underside. And if I want to, I can put in some hidden lighting back there, but I don't think I will because you get all the light off the magma blocks as well. And I'm probably going to put a few brewing stands and maybe a cauldron down just to make it look a bit more like a witch hut. And then past this point, we're going to have chests on either side. And kind of a sprucey room with lighting in the middle and a few more redstone gadgets, like an AFK chamber in the center. I've already designed most of this, then we need to put it in and bug test it. And what was I going to say? But we need to do two things for this. We need to A, drain out a lot of ocean because the sort of design I've come up with is fairly tall. So we're probably going to need to come up to about here. So I'm thinking of kind of spacing it out so the storage unit, the sorters are in this area so I can raise it up to match this mountain. And something similar on the other side. And then I'm probably going to flatten off all of this so it's about level with this gravel that I'm pointing at there. I've already been kind of working on it, but then I decided, no, I might as well show what the area looks like before we get started. And I don't have any waterproofing potions on me, which isn't the best idea. And the other thing, iron. We need iron, lots and lots of iron, because we need an absolute ton of hoppers for this. So, ooh, there's a cave down there. So we need to get to work on some iron farms, and I think I'm gonna build a few single unit iron farms over at the ocean monument because I've started work on clearing them out, and I think if we put an iron farm over there while we work on it, then that should be a good source of iron, and then we can tear it down once the build is complete. But anyway, while we fly over there, I have been working on the kind of the gatehouse for our kingdom. So I'm going to show a quick little time lapse of me building it, and then we will have a look at it in first person and talk about future plans for it. And as we approach it from the other side, as I'm useless with directions, let's have a look at it in first person. Now, the main thing that I'm going to say is stone brick is not going to stay. It's going to turn into smooth stone eventually, and I do kind of want to put some crenellations along the top to add in. So I'm probably going to add a few more spikes on the tip of every one of these just to make them a bit more pointy, and then I'm probably going to have downward facing stairs patterned out along the bottom. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's gone. We're just going to lose night vision in a second, so I decided to sleep after the night vision faded away because, yeah, it was nighttime and it was very dark and scary. So, what else? I want to bring up this gatehouse kind of a bit more as well, just as this design. So the rest of it is going to have the kind of the artsy fartsy stuff. So the delicate, we're not at war, prettiness. And then in the middle, we're going to add in kind of a central motif in there, which will probably feature the colour blue, because the colour blue is the colour of the kingdom. So yeah, we're going to throw that in. And the gatehouse, I extended it out a bit, and we're going to put in a portcullis in this one here. I have been working on a design, but I still need to tweak it out because I tried to compact it. And if you try to compact redstone, stuff goes wrong. And yeah, at the moment it's broken. So I still need to try and fix it before I actually build it here. Because what's the use in building a broken design? But yeah, that's kind of this area done for today. I say for today as if we've been looking at this for a while, because this is like the third take I had for this video, because yeah, whatever you do, guys, don't put up the gain on your recordings to 20 decibels. Yeah, it was basically tinnitus inducing pain and agony. And another thing that we have before we go, another thing that I've been working on, which I was considering time-lapsing, but I kind of need to redo this entire area, is like the farm district that I was talking about. So we're gonna terraform this up, put that flat. So I'll talk about the plans and then I'll add in a time-lapse. Probably in like a micro episode, because I'm going away for a week, so I'm probably going to work on a few time lapses to release during that week, just so I have some content going out, because 15 new subscribers, welcome to the channel, you 15, you lovely 15, because yes, redstone video, for offense that I should probably put into the this world somewhere, because I think that's probably the most viewed video on my channel now, and it's only been out for like 2 days. It's amazing. it's funny. Like you put in loads of effort to some videos and they get barely any views, and then yeah, that video, which took like an hour to make, is now like the best viewed channel on my video. My best viewed video on my channel. So yeah, enough about that. Yeah. But welcome everyone. We're gonna have some houses running along this side and running along that side, though I do need to redo this path. Though I'm gonna keep this water stream that I've been working on. So the idea is that it's like a stream that they've kind of directed down, and then it will flow down, slowly sinking into the ground. So it's a bit like groundwater, and then it will emerge out. I kind of figured out here would be a nice place, into where our river is going to go. The river that I am very scared to start work on. Though it'll probably be coarse dirt, podzol, and spruce wood. Or possibly podzol, this path, and coarse dirt. I don't really know. I'll have to play around with the designs. But anyway, enough waffling. Let us fly over to the Guardian Farm. Alright, so we are over at the Ocean Monument. It's just over there. We're just going to have a quick little fly into it, because now we have a flight tube, which I haven't actually tested yet, so let's see if it works. It kind of works. So yeah, I've been working on slowly digging this out. It's going to take a Oh, yeah, they're shooting squids. Let's fly away from this place, it's noisy. Whoop. So, yeah. Well, that's that. So I've been working on clearing it out. It's now fully drained. And I did actually find another sponge room. So if we check our energy chest, we now have a stack and... Ooh, nearly 2 stacks of sponge. Yeah, I kind of want to get up to 2 stacks of sponge, and that'll be a nice level of sponge. So there are some monuments out somewhere in the wild that I need to probably conquer. Though I probably am going to try and save the Elder Guardians for decorations elsewhere. But bear in mind that an Elder Guardian is kind of the final thing you can put into a project because of the mining fatigue. So that will be a fairly future project. I could possibly put one like in a wall somewhere as like we found the beast and we have chained him up. Right, anyway. Iron farm. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a village breeder on the top of this mountain here. And then, so I've just kind of flattened it out and dug out a bit of a hole just to kind of give some orientation. And that big old chunk of rock is going as well. I've started digging it, but I'll think it's in range. Yeah, it's in range of the beacon, so that shouldn't take too long at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a village breeder up here. And then the babies are going to, instead of having it where they get dragged up when they turn into adults, we're going to make them fall down into cobwebs. And then I'll probably put about 10 cobwebs. I'll play around with how long it takes for babies to grow into adults. Because it's 10 minutes, I think. So if we figure out how to make a 10-minute timer with cobwebs... that they fall into, and so then by the time they reach the bottom, they'll have grown into adults. They'll then fall down to the bottom, and they'll be picked up by a minecart and sent into a village trading unit, which we're going to set up, just kind of as a permanent but not the full village breeder. So this is going to be like a kind of a startup one, where we're going to start work on village breeding. Just so we can try and get a few nice trades out. So the idea is that they fall down through this mountain, and which tunnel is it? This tunnel here will be the entrance into our cave system to get into our slime farm. Storage, and also to get down to the slime farm. This is all kind of, I dug this out, Just as a very rough guide. So this, I will probably try and widen this all out with TNT. Though I am trying to utilise as much of the cave system as possible. So this is going to be blocked up. And then you'll come up and so you'll come through here, along and down into here. So we get a nice view out into the ocean. And this is all going to be blocked off as well. And then you'll cut down. So we'll probably go a bit more left here, so you kind of swing around and then walk around, so it's kind of a very gradual kind of cave through the mountains, so it looks very natural. And then it'll come down here and it will split into 2. So this way will be the view into our slime chunk, which you won't really be able to see much because you'll just be viewing the top chunk. Though I appear to have missed out a torch or 2. I'll fix that in a bit. And if you go down the other way, this will also split into 2. So the idea is that along here, we'll have villagers on minecarts on rails. And you can either say, yes, please, I want to trade with you, or you can look at him and say, no, thank you, push a button, and he'll fall down. Everyone's done a villager trader by now, so I won't go into too much detail. And then the idea is that the reject villagers will then go out somewhere, I haven't actually dug out a path, and travel back up out onto the surface, and then they'll be used in our iron farm. And then for the slime storage, I'm probably going to glass this over, or possibly give it a slime floor, and then you'll be able to kind of view this ravine. So I'll try and make it spawn proof, and then it'll kind of be a ravine you can kind of look down into the bowels of the earth, and this will also probably be. So I'm trying to like keep the original shape of the caves, and then out through here will be the storage room for the slimes. And yeah, that's kind of it. What I've got worked out for the moment. So I'm going to go over to our old villager breeder, which really doesn't work anymore. Round up all of the villagers, bring them over here, and find a suitable design. I'm not going to design a villager breeder because I'm useless with villagers. So yeah, we are going to work on building the villager breeder, and I'll probably try and also get kind of a superstructure built for the iron farm, or at least one of them, so we can try and get at least one of them working by the end of this episode. So enough rambling, I'll be back in a jiffy. So it's been about 4 hours since the last take, and I've been fairly busy trying to get everything set up, and I think we've got everything set up now to get the villagers to be brought in. So if we turn around for the grand reveal that is hidden by a tree, we have got one iron farm set up, ready to go. We just need to put the villagers in. I found a design that should hopefully work. I appear to have a dirt block. Let's try and ender pearl onto the top. On second thought, let's not get that dirt block. I just spent about 2 minutes trying to get it down, and I was just being attacked by the guardians down there. So basically, everything is set up in this farm. I will leave a link to this iron farm in the description because it is a amazingly good iron farm if it does work. Hopefully by the end we'll be seeing whether it works or not. Apparently it should work, but I didn't check which corners the doors should go in, which may be an issue. Hopefully it shouldn't be. And what else didn't I check? Oh yeah, apparently iron golems will spawn unless you put solid blocks on the side of the doors. So I've done that. So hopefully they should all spawn in onto the spawning pads. It's a bit taller than the conventional design. It just helps get the doors in and just a bit kind of tidy. This is a very tidy design. And then the iron golems will fall down into the lava blades down there, which should kill them. I think it's the right height. We'll find out if it's the wrong height. So yeah, they'll come villagers after they leave the breeder, which we're just going to show in a minute. Any excess will come out and they'll wait here, and then I can push them off onto the various trails, because we're going to have 3 farms. So there's going to be one on that side, one on that side, and one in the middle. So yeah, and it's spaced out so they should all be out of range of each other. So this one is 40 blocks away that way, that one will be 40 blocks away that way, and the last one will be 40 blocks away that way. And we'll move away from this area because the guardians are very noisily killing squids. And I've also torn down the island there. I don't know whether I showed this, but I've started to terraform / get exploded by a ton of creepers and die several times. This archway here. And I've also started work on the breeder. Now I am using Unary Bits design, I think, the one that's been altered by Zedaf. So we've got the doors here, and then down here is going to be in this 3x3 here. Villagers standing on top of fence posts, which are kind of shunted into them. It's a bit weird. I'm gonna leave a description to the leave a link to the to the video. But if you do want to do it, you have to download a world and follow the guide, because for some reason they don't actually have the tutorial, which is a bit strange. So yeah, and over here we have got the Nether portal. So the idea is once I build it all the way up on both sides, there we go, is that hopefully this should link. We're going to try and link this on camera. So this should link to the downstairs, and then we push the villagers from the old trading system, which broke, into here, and then they'll all flow down here. I may have to come in and do a bit of pushing, and then they'll fall down into this block here, where we store them out while we get the rest prepped up. And then they will fall down, the baby villagers will fall down this hole here, and go along this rail here. This is all kind of squeezed underneath the existing tunnel, and I'll probably have to change around this as I work on the tunnel, but I just want to get a working design in place. And then this is a design I found online. I'll try and leave a link to it. I found it on Reddit. So the minecarts, when they come through, I've got a minecart somewhere actually, which we'll find in a minute. They'll come through, they'll sink down onto this soul sand here, because there is a rail underneath it. Actually, I'll just show you how to do it, how this design works. And then they get sucked down through the soul sand onto this rail here, and onto this trapdoor here. And the this string will activate the observer above it, which will pull the rail across, which means that this block will no longer, this soul sand will no longer be wanting to suck up the rail. So let's just hop back up here. And yeah, the reason why this string is down is because I was testing it. The villagers do take a tiny bit of damage, but that can't really be avoided. And once, so I've got 10 cells. We're going to go and have a look at the design for that in a second. Once all 10 cells are filled, they will go out, and then they'll go, any excess villagers will go out onto the iron farms, and eventually I'll just send them down this way to join into this track here. This is all the lighting for, because we're now under the iron trapdoors, so there's buttons on this block here. When you push it, these will all go down. Well, the one that you select will drop. The villager will come down, and they should all I've tested all of them. The minecarts will run away this way, and then they'll rejoin onto this track here, which will then take them off onto the Iron Golem. Though this track does actually go down this way, and then it gets bounced back. There's no real way to avoid that from what I can find, so I just made it as short as possible, so hopefully there shouldn't be any bounce back. And over here, I made a little bit of a rail duplicator just to get powered rails because I'm poor, and yeah, I need to set up a gold farm. But yeah, now let us tear down the old nether portal and see whether the new one links, because we're actually not going to be using this nether portal. We're going to be moving it into, I'm going to say here, and we're going to make a hidden portal, I think. I'm not entirely certain what my plans are. So we're going to tear out this nether portal. There we go. I can probably put like a little Leroy was here, little memorial sign there. Yeah, let's go over to the Nether. Aha. Well, I've been doing some work on making the route from this is the way to our slimy guardian farm, and it travels all the way back to where we have our current villagers from the old breeder, because I used the breeder design from many years back, because this world is fairly old. So when I first started work, I was like, yeah, breeder, let's use the current design, and then an update came out which made it really ungood, because they changed how villagers worked. So basically, when the villagers come through this portal, let's block out this. They drop down so they can't run back in, and then basically I'm just going to jostle them one at a time all the way down to the other end, and hopefully the other portal did link, by the way, so it's just this portal that needs to be linked. So moment of truth for this portal, because this portal is quite far away. Let's take him on a journey of this area. This is the old trading system that I wanted to build. It had a much more conventional design, so the idea would be that the villagers would drop down into pods. Yeah, as you can see, I was like getting prepped to building stuff, and yeah, then updates came out and ruined it. So I have everything set up here ready to go, which I don't actually remember doing. This I don't actually remember. Let's give this a try. Will this link to the correct portal? Okay, cool. It links back. So hopefully this should all be set up. So if I... yeah, up there is the way to the other guy. So hopefully if I dropped it out, and what I'll do is I'll put... ladder? Yeah, ladder. Here, just so I can make just a bit for them to whisk down, and then what I'll do is I'll put some extra glass here just so they don't like climb up and then be able to jump out, because they may do that. So if we drop down here, hopefully, I haven't been in this area for a while, so I'm not entirely certain as to how far I got set up to doing this. So yeah, they go down here and they drop back up. Cool. So what do I need to do? I need to set them loose, basically, I think. So I think I should have some water in here. Right, let's kind of escape from this, because I think it will probably be chaos the second I... Yeah, alright, let's take this. Actually, no. Yeah, let's activate this, and then... No. Let's remove this and put it here, and put a block. No. That's 3 high there, isn't it? Let's check. No, it's too high. Right. Let's give this a try and see whether it works. I'm just going to put... let's remove this block here and this block here. What we're going to do is we're just going to try and knock out that block there. Alright. And add water. And now they should hopefully all start swimming up. Yes, that's it. Alright, cool. So, there are a lot of villagers here, so... Yeah, looks like we're going to have a bit of fun. So, I'm going to start moving them upstairs, and when they're all through the portal... Oh, they're breathing now. When they're all through the portal, we'll be back. It's like the Grand Migration. Oh my god. Look. Oh wow. Like, I'm kind of surprised that worked the first time. Alright, cool. Let's set up. They're pretty much, I think, because there's a zombie somewhere around on this side somewhere. I hear him. I think they're actually pathfinding into the Nether portal because they're all trying to run away. It's really laggy now because I just released all of these guys, and yeah. I think I had a lot of them there. Alright, cool. Yeah, the advantages of the... the advantages of the new design, which I'm using, is that it uses like 2, 4, 8, 9 villagers in the design. So, yeah. Not a huge amount of villagers at all. There are so many zombies down here. I don't even know where they're spawning. I think it's pack spawning. But anyway, I'm gonna keep watching them go through and yeah, keep killing all the zombies that are spawning because I'm not very good at lighting up places. And that is the last guy. Excellent. And I didn't hear any of them taking damage, so I'm going to start to tear down. I'm gonna make sure they're all swum up, and then I'm gonna cap off the exit, and that means that I can retreat. I can't. There we go. I can punch. For some reason, you can't. Okay, that's weird. You can't punch looking straight down when you're on a ladder. That's weird. Anyway, I will be back once all the villagers are in the nether. Whoa, so many villagers. Okay. Ooh, guys, come out. Alright, cool. So, it is time for the grand migration of the villagers. Somehow, I've got to, like, find a way of getting all of these guys back. I'm probably going to, like, hope that they start to walk back the other way, but I think I'm going to get a boat and, like, start dragging them this way. So, I'm probably going to time-lapse this bit. Hey, Gust. What are you doing in there? Yeah, that's the first time a Gust has ever spawned in this base. Right, let's quickly kill him and then kill. Oh my god, this is amazing. They're scared of pigmen. Alright, I think if I can, like, get a pigman, can I go up slabs? I can go up slabs, can't I? No, I can't. Okay. Still, if I can get Mr. Pigman into the villager mass, I've got no idea what's going on. Guys, the pigman is in you. Run the other way. Okay, cool. Alright, if I can get another pigman, once these guys finish moshing the other pigman. Guys. You're trying to run away from... oh yeah, there's a villager in with the pigman. Alright, cool. Let's try and get the pigman. I really don't want to aggro the pigman, because, yeah. Kill. Alright, I'm sorry, Mr. Pigman, but I think I may have to kill... Actually, no. Let's get... I think that should be enough, guys. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move all of these guys across with... my coxswain, and I'm gonna see if those guys have any good trades. Oh my god, this is so much easier than I thought it would be. Guys, get that way, thank you. Anyway, back to me singing very cheesily along to 80 tunes, which I will cover by putting it. Guys, really go the other way. Oh no, I bet. I should probably name that guy, but I think. Yeah, there's pigmen in there. Alright. I think I might have to engage in a little bit of warfare. Oh, you rotter. You've gone into the pig. Yeah, I think it depends on which pigmen they decide they don't like. Please don't hurt me, Mr. Pigman. Alright, cool. Let's continue. very slowly going through the portal. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why villager pathfinding is being quite so weird to me. I think it's because just there's so many of them. That guy there, I'm sorry guy, but yeah, let gravity decide it. Gravity won. This guy up here will be our thingamadooby, our trapped villager for this bit here. So why aren't you guys going down? It's because there's 4 of you. Yeah, quite a few of them died on the journey. I can't possibly think why they died, but yeah, just some random guy with a sword kept attacking them. Very mysterious. All I got was that his first name is W. And surprisingly, he looked exactly like me. Can't possibly think who it could have been. Right. Right, let's trap this guy fully. So this guy, I need to get into this capsule here at some point to keep the doors loaded. So I need to get him up. I think everything is within range, because basically you need a minimum of 3 villagers in the thingamadooby. That we're using 9, so this village breeder should work perfectly. And they are all falling down into there. Excellent! Everything is running smoothly so far. Once I get this guy in. Let's play around with the water a bit. If you... now I've just made a massive source. If you can... Would you kindly go that way? Into your surrounding massive villages. There we go. Okay, that last bit wasn't quite as bad as the netherrack bit. As the nether portion of the journey. So we are pretty much good to go on the next step, which is to start work on the villager breeder, which I am probably going to work on kind of between episodes, because yeah, this episode it hasn't exactly dragged on, but I have done an absolute ton of work. I think this total video is probably now like reaching like 7-ish hours of man work. As a generous, like, kind of underestimate, because I've probably done a few more hours than that, just in terms of the planning and in terms of just the general man hours that have gone into this. And I kind of want to take a break from building, like, technically for a bit. So and also I need to get this video out by tomorrow, because otherwise we won't have a video until next week. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'm just gonna start pushing this guy up the ladder. You should climb ladders, shouldn't you, guy? Come on, climb the ladder. Climb the ladder. Climb the ladder. Climb the ladder. But yeah. So hopefully I need to maybe put that there and like push him into the ladder, and then he'll jump up onto it. No. Come on, guy. Come on. That's it. You can do it. So what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get to work on building this villager breeder during episodes, and then hopefully by the end of next episode we should have the iron farm up and running. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and now I've got a lot of time lapsing to do to actually make this video a video. Take care and have a lovely afternoon, morning or good night. Ta-ra!